video here. And I've already started the process. So here's what I do to make a video. Kind of works like a kit, but not really. And what I've done is gone ahead and selected my paper. So I did cut the center out of this, just in case I want to use it later. And cut just a little bit off the edges here of this navy paper. The photos I'm going to use are Easter 2004. This is my daughter. She's 13 now, but this is her little blonde one. And I'm kind of taking, here I think you can see from her dress, the little sailor idea, navy blue and white with a little bit of red, and that's kind of the idea where my layout came from. And I tend to be a very clean scrapper, so I like mats, so I have layers, but they're not like the messy layers like a lot of people will do. So just kind of tape that down so it's even around the edge. This anchor paper is actually a printable that I got online for free, and I thought it was really cute. Navy blue little anchors. I printed it at home. Great way to save money, just some white cardstock. I thought that by putting it on this little skinny red mat, it was really going to make those anchors pop out. Really going to add a nice effect, again, with her little dress. The idea I'm going for is kind of here, and I found in my stash this little card. It came from, I think, Me and My Big Ideas, one of the ones from Michael's, and that's kind of what I was going for. That is my husband, his lower body, I guess. And these are just, this was preschool, and these are just some friends that she had in preschool, and that's kind of the idea that I'm going for there. And I have some other things going on here that I'm trying to sort of figure out. I have sort of this card that's gonna go into it somewhere, I think, to add a little bit of the green. I was kind of looking in this area for that. And one moment. Sorry about that. Hubby was just leaving, and I was afraid he was going to photobomb my video, so sometimes it's better to just turn it off for a minute or two here. What I think I'm going to do is take this red and run it along the bottom. This is some of my favorite ribbon. It does have a wire in the edge, but it's reversible, if you can see that. I have it in, like, I don't know, 8 different colors or something. And just love it. It's from Hobby Lobby. I watch and get it when I can on a half price sale. So it runs about $2.50. Yeah, because it's $4.99. And I really, really, really just love this ribbon. It works really great. It's very attractive. I do a lot with bright colors and dots, and so it works really well for the way that I scrapbook. Nice thing about this anchor paper here is that it gives you a nice straight line. It kind of shows you right where it's at to be perfectly in line. And I did, while he was running around here just a second ago, I kind of cut off some washi tape. And that's just because it's not, I don't scrapbook, I don't have a room or anything. which you may be able to tell since I'm at this little table. But a scrapbook in my living room. And have stolen a corner for my supplies and things, which is great. But it also means that I'm tight on space, and so I don't have everything where I can get to it, like you might if you had a room. And so I kind of have to get my things together for a page, otherwise I'm popping up and down all the time. I did also round corners on what's going to be the bottom edge. This one, which is going to go over here and have a rounded corner, and the very, very top photos have rounded corners on them. And I think it's going to look best up a little bit so that this part is on kind of all on the anchor paper. I like the look of that best. And then line these up here. And again, I sort of hatched my plan, if you want to call it that. I am putting my adhesive, my ATG, just on the edges, or just in the middle, backwards, so that I have the edges free, is the idea there, to tuck stuff under if I want, because I think I'm going to have some stuff that's going to need to be, that I'm going to want to have kind of tucked under a little bit. This picture, yes, I know it's a terrible photo. It's, what they did was had a little program during a church service on a Sunday morning, and then had an Easter egg hunt for the kids at her preschool where she went. And so this is the photo of them singing, and it's a terrible, terrible photo, but it's the only one I have of that. So sometimes you do with what you have, you know? And I like the idea of this blue and green star. It's a whole lot of patterns, I know, but there's also a whole lot of solids going on. So I like this blue and green star. It's a card. Because it sort of brings together, here's blue and green, there's blue and green here. It adds, I guess, if you want to go with that rule of thirds, or however you want to look at that, it adds an extra degree of a third spot of the green with the blue. And I don't know, I wouldn't have necessarily thought to do lime green, navy blue, and red, but it's working for me here. I started all of that with the green. I brought that in simply because I found this card, which I thought was too perfect for that picture, and thus started my roll of the green. So then I had that card in the same set, and thought that that would bring in some more of that same color and look fairly good. See, this is what happens when I don't have a real plan. But that's okay. I don't always have one. So, just kind of going to throw that in as a little bit of the red to add a second. And then, since I pulled it off, what we're going to do is see how the red works here, I think, as well. Well, it's maybe not ideal. Excuse me while I pull that off. I know a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people say that they don't like ATG because it is so permanent so quickly. I seem to have pretty good luck pulling up a corner here or there if I need something. So that works pretty well for me. I think I'm going to make a little area of embellishment here. I'm thinking maybe right here in this area is going to be an embellishment, and here. My problem with this layout is my title, which I've been thinking on for quite a long time. And I don't have navy blue thickers or any lime green. I do have this little red alphabet. And so I think it's probably going to end up being, I got this on clearance for like 99 cents at Michael's. And I'm kind of thinking that it may just be a really, really simple title of Easter 2004 here. And I think that's probably about it. So that's kind of the basics of the layout. I'm just going to do a few embellishments. I do have some big red sequins that are probably going to show up in just a couple of places. And that's basically it, I think, where everything goes together. The red sequins are probably going to make an appearance. I also have these really old flowers that I need to use up. Yes, I'm not going to use the black ones. But there's some really great red. And I thought maybe that would go really, really well with my whole red and white theme. I also have some plain white flowers in my stash that are, I think, glittery. And I have white buttons. And so kind of what I was going with was going to be a white flower, a white button, and all those done. We may leave off the sequence because the flowers are bigger than I expected. So look for some pictures at the end. I'm just going to embellish a few things here and watch for some pictures. Thanks for watching. So one more little clip just to add on. Wanted to show the title there. I did do in those little red letters. The big flowers that I got out and stacked there. I did add, I don't know if you can see there, and up there, there's some little stars that I had, just some little star brads that I thought added just a nice little bit to it. And it's not going to focus in very well. And there's a little bit of a glare, but sorry about that. Also wanted to mention, the reason that I cut the pictures the way that I did is because they had that little, and maybe you saw it, that little date monogram thing that cameras used to do, which is really nice to know when you took your pictures, but it doesn't look so pretty on them. So that's kind of how I decided what size to cut those photos and went from there. I did put in the brads, just the stars, also just to kind of bring in the theme from this card as well. So hope you enjoyed it. Thanks, and I'll post some close-up pictures, but you have a great day.